If you drive for your notary business, you could be sitting on one of the biggest and easiest tax deductions there is, your mileage. Every drive to a client, every trip to FedEx, every visit to a title office adds up. And if you're not tracking it correctly, you could literally be giving away thousands of dollars each year. Let's fix that. Hi, I'm Jennifer Cooper with JKC Mobile Notary, and welcome to my Notary 101 series, where we talk about simple, real world ways to run your notary business smarter. Quick disclaimer before we get started, I'm not an accountant and I can't give you tax advice. But after 5 years of filing my own business taxes as a notary, I've learned what the IRS expects, what actually works, and what makes tax time a lot less stressful. Today, I'm showing you exactly how to track your mileage for the biggest legal deduction possible, step by step. Let's start with why this matters, because once you understand the why, you'll never skip tracking again. As mobile notaries, we're on the road constantly. That could be loan signings, estate plans, printing drop-offs, courthouse errands, even bank visits for clients. All of that driving is business use of your vehicle. The IRS lets you deduct those miles, but only if you can prove them. So here's what that looks like in real numbers. Say you drove 12,000 miles a year for business. The IRS standard mileage rate for 2025 is roughly 67 cents per mile. That's about $8,000 off your taxable income. Imagine how that could change your refund or lower what you owe. But if you can't show records, dates, distances, and purposes, the IRS can deny the deduction. That's why a mileage log or tracker isn't just helpful, it's essential documentation for your business. Now that we know why we track it, let's talk about how the deduction is calculated. There are two approved methods. Number one is the standard mileage method. This is the simplest option. You multiply your total business miles by the IRS rate for the year. That rate changes annually, so always verify the current number before filing. Most notaries choose this route because it's easy, consistent, and requires only mileage records. Number two, the actual expenses method. This one takes more effort. You will have to track everything: gas, oil repairs, insurance, registration, car washes, even depreciation, and then figure out what percentage of your total driving was business. You deduct that portion of your total car costs. For example, if 70% of your driving was business use, you can deduct 70% of those expenses. It can produce a larger deduction in some cases, but it demands excellent record keeping. Personally, I recommend starting with the standard mileage method. It's cleaner and usually gives a great result without all of the paperwork. But whichever you choose, stick with that method for the same vehicle each year. Consistency helps if you're ever audited. Now, let's break down what the IRS actually wants to see in your mileage log. You need the date of the trip, the starting and ending odometer readings, the total miles driven, the business purpose, something simple like loan signing for Smith family, the starting point and destination, and that's it. 5 easy fields. Don't overcomplicate it. You can use a notebook in your glove box, a Google Sheet, or a mileage tracking app. What matters most is that you record each business trip as it happens. And here's a key point for mobile notaries. Because your home is your base of operations, your drive from home to your first appointment usually does count as business mileage. The same goes for your last appointment of the day, heading back home. Keep it simple, but keep it accurate. A clean, consistent log protects your deductions and shows that you're running your business like a pro. Now, let's make this practical. How do you actually keep up with mileage every single day? When you head out in the morning, note your odometer reading before your first appointment. After each stop, jot down the ending reading and the reason for the trip. At the day's end, total your business miles. If you're not a pen and paper person, and for mileage, I am not, There are some great tools that automate the process. Mile IQ will automatically track drives through GPS and lets you swipe to mark them as business or as personal. Everlance. This is a simple visual and it lets you download reports at tax times. TripLog. Great for people who want detailed route tracking. For full bookkeeping, I personally use QuickBooks. It keeps all of my income, expenses, and mileage in one place. But I also know QuickBooks can feel intimidating or expensive for beginners. If you want something built specifically for notaries, Notary Assist is a low-cost, user-friendly option that tracks appointments, mileage, expenses, and invoicing all together. Many notaries love it because it's simple to learn, it's affordable, and it does exactly what we need without the extra features we'll never use. Whichever system you pick, the rule is the same. Track every day. Make it part of your workflow, just like confirming appointments or checking your printer toner. I will tell you that if you don't do it every day, if you don't check in, write it down, whatever you're doing every day, you're going to wake up in 4 months and you're going to have 4 months of trips you have to go through to be ready for tax time. So do it daily. It's going to save you in the long run. Let's talk about what counts and what doesn't. I'm going to give you an example. You drive 10 miles round trip to meet a client for an estate signing. That's business mileage. Example 2 is after that appointment, you drive to FedEx to drop off a loan package. Still a business expense. Example 3, you swing by Starbucks for a personal coffee break. That part doesn't count. Example 4, you drive to a notary networking event or training class. Yes, that's business mileage too. It's continuing education related to your business. So think of it like this. If the drive directly supports or grows your notary business, it's usually deductible. If it's purely personal, it's not. I like to add a quick note in my log whenever a trip is out of the ordinary, like a client canceled, reschedule next day. Those tiny little notes prove that your records are real, not made up numbers. Now let's talk about what to do at the end of the year, because this is where everything comes together. First, total up your business miles and multiply by the IRS mileage rate for that year. That's your deduction if you use the standard method. Then create a digital folder labeled Mileage Log 2025. Save copies of your logs, reports, and any exported data from your tracking apps. If you use QuickBooks, run a mileage report and export it as a PDF. If you use Notary Assist, download your year-end summary. Save everything to cloud storage like Google Drive or Dropbox. And here's an often missed but crucial step. Write down your odometer reading on January 1st and again on December 31st. Those two numbers show your total miles driven for the entire year. So if you work with an accountant, they use those readings to confirm your business to personal ratio. It's a small habit, but that makes your tax prep 10 times smoother. Keep all of this for at least 3 years. I personally keep 6 just to be safe. If you're ever audited, being able to hand over those clean, dated reports speaks volumes about your professionalism. Here's what 5 years of doing this has taught me. Track daily. It takes seconds. Waiting a week means details get fuzzy fast. Review monthly. Compare your log to your appointment calendar to catch any missing days. Keep one folder per year. Store your mileage, receipts, and invoices together. And be precise. Record exact miles, not round numbers. Consistency looks credible. Build a habit early, because the sooner you start tracking, the easier every future tax season becomes. Mileage logs aren't busy work. They are proof of a well-run business. Mileage tracking doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be consistent. Whether you use QuickBooks, Notary Assist, or a simple notebook, the goal is the same. Document every mile so that you can confidently claim what you've earned. If this video has helped you, hit the like, subscribe, and visit jkcmobilenotary.com for courses, coaching, and resources to help you grow a confident, organized notary business. I hope you found this information helpful. If you haven't been logging your mileage this year, don't sweat it. Keep those notes and make sure on December 31st, write down your final odometer reading so you'll be ready for next year. I'll see you in the next Notary 101 video next week. Bye-bye.